Hi everyone, before I get into this video, I just want to say that if you want to play against me to make your own LEC predictions, you can do so in the LEC Super Fantasy lobby I've created. I'll put a link in the description below so you can play against me and my other followers and show off your prediction skills. And now, let's do some predictions. Alright, so for these predictions, I'll be mostly referring to my power rankings, which you can find here. The extended version of these power rankings you can find in the article I wrote about it, which you can find in the description below as well. Now, some of this may vary a bit because it can take some time for teams to come online, in my opinion, and some teams will flourish in the beginning and fall off later. But let's just get started. We kick off the LEC with G2 versus Mad Lions. They're pushing this rivalry a bit more after, obviously, in the spring split, Mad Lions knocked G2 down in the playoffs bracket. And then in the summer playoffs, they met again. And, well, this time it went a bit better for G2. But G2 versus Mad Lions, I think G2 looks really scary. It's going to be really hard for them to lose this match, especially because Mad Lions in the last spring split took some time to get online as well and to get going and to get to that flow. And I think with two new team members, they will do exactly the same. Then the second match will be Astralis versus SK Gaming. A bottom dweller match, in my opinion. If you looked at my power rankings, I think that Astralis and SK Gaming both are gonna struggle to perform well this split, but I will give this edge to SK Gaming because overall, I think they as a team have a bit more promise. One thing I could see happen is that Astralis' bot lane, because they already have that established synergy, could be strong in this match. So if they manage to capitalize on this, then Astralis might have a chance against SK. Third match of the day is Rogue versus XL, and I don't think this is going to be a very close match. I think Rogue is extremely strong. I think XL isn't. I think Rogue will get their first win here and easily defeat XL. I actually think this is going to be the least close match of the day. Then we'll have Vitality versus Schalke 04, and you may have seen that they were both middle tier in my list, and I think so as well, that this match will probably be the closest one of the day. I think that Schalke 04, as I explained in my article, will need some time to find a direction if they manage to do it at all. And that could be the biggest hurdle for them in this split. While Team Vitality, I think they benefit from the fact that they played together last year in a year which was really troubling for them overall. I think this is kind of 50-50 for me because I think both rosters need some time to live up to the full potential. But let's give it to Schalke 04 for this very first match. Then we have the final match of day one. It's Fnatic versus Misfits. And I don't think this will be very close as well. Fnatic has a traditional starting pretty strongly in the LEC, and I think they will do so as well. Misfits, as I said, with that 7-man roster, which I'm not a fan of. If you want more on that, read the article. Once again, I'm going to keep plugging it because I think it's a pretty solid breakdown of my thoughts. And yeah, I think Fnatic is just going to come out of the gate swinging and pick up the win here. On the second day of the opening weekend, we kick off with Schalke 04 versus XL. I think Schalke will win this just purely based on individual strength within the team. I think they outclass XL in most positions. I think Patrick is a better bot laner than Neon is on Schalke 04. But other than that, I think Schalke 04 will just easily win this. Vitality versus Misfits is another mid lane kind of fight where I have Misfits 7th in my power ranking and Vitality 5th. So I definitely think that this could be a close one. That said, I think Vitality's coherency in the team will be a benefit for them, and I think Vitality will win this match. Then we have Mad Lions versus Astralis. I'm not going to spend too much time about this either because I think Astralis is really going to have a difficult time. Astralis' strongest side might, well, they have a good jungler and they have an upside in the bot lane. But overall, I do think that Mad Lions edges it out quite a bit in the bot lane. In the jungle, I'm not sure yet, but I think Mad Lions will easily win this match. G2 versus SK Gaming. Yeah. G2 powerhouse set to prove themselves in the opening weekend versus SK, who will have to try to find themselves as the split progresses. And so I think this is going to be going to G2. Fnatic versus Rogue is the match of the week. always the final match on Saturday is the match of the week, regardless of whether it's a super weekend or not. And yeah, I can definitely see why, because these two teams will, in my opinion, be fighting for the second place, the silver medal in the spring split, and probably also in the summer split, but we'll see how that develops. Anyway, these two teams are very close to each other. I still think that Fnatic in this opening match will have the edge over Rogue because of individual potential, but I could very well see Rogue taking this victory as well. If I have to give a prediction, let's go with Fnatic and see how it goes. But I could easily be proven wrong. You can predict either and give arguments for both, but I'll go Fnatic for this one. Then we have Astralis versus Vitality as the first match of the third day and the final day of the Super Weekend. I think Vitality will win this, mostly again based on the power rankings. I think as a team, Vitality stands stronger and has more potential than Astralis has. It's not going to be a stomp or anything like that, but still with a pretty decent victory. Then we have Rogue versus SK Gaming as the second match. Rogue should easily win this in my opinion. Overall, as a team, they look much stronger than SK does in their lineup. And I think that individual skill is also going to play a big factor here. I think Rogue will win pretty comfortably. Misfits versus Mad Lions is up next. And yeah, Mad Lions, again, they look strong last year. Fell off, of course, in Worlds and in the summer playoffs, but overall looked very strong. I think overall as a lineup, they've made enough improvements to be able to beat Misfits, who, while they might have a better bot lane, actually, Misfits, and I think Kobe and Vender as veterans who work good off each other, can hold their own against Karsi and Kaiser pretty well. We'll see if that actually is the case, but I think as a duo, they would be very well. Obviously, Misfits might opt to choose to play with Danik. They haven't announced that as of recording this video quite yet, but I would assume that they would play with Vender. Overall, though, if you look at the strength of the team holistically, it will be Mad Lions who will walk away with this victory. Then we have Fnatic versus Schalke 04. An interesting match because obviously Upset used to play for Schalke 04 and now with his stop in Origin ends up on Fnatic, which is an interesting line to follow overall, though I think that Fnatic will have the upside here. I think in the jungle, Selfmade is a better jungler. I think in the mid lane, while Abadaga did have an incredible, like absolutely stunning performance at the end of the summer split in the final weeks, I've yet to see if he can live up to that again. And I'm skeptical about this because, well, your 5 last week don't define who you are as a player overall. It shows that you have the potential, but can he live up to this again? Whereas Niski as a mid laner, he has always enabled his jungler very well. And I think that Selfmade will be the deciding factor in this game. Bot lane, overall, I do think Fnatic is also very strong and stronger than Schalke 04. Top lane, Broken Blade is really good, and Bwipo, I don't know, he didn't in the summer split show his top performance like he has before, so I think in the top lane Schalke 04 could win. But overall, I think still Fnatic will win this game, and we round up the weekend with XL versus G2 Esports. Wouldn't surprise you that I expect G2 to win this as well, and close out this weekend with a 3-0 score. So those were in rapid succession my predictions for this weekend in the LEC. My future previews will probably be a bit more extensive as I have more data to back my predictions on with the matches that we have already played, and obviously that will only develop over time. But for now, I'm mostly basing this off what I've heard about scrims from people I talked to within the LEC, and also based on just my perception of the strength of the roster. So let me know in the comments below what you think the scores will be in this weekend. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It helps me a lot to support my content. And I'll see you at the start of next week, because I will be doing the LEC recap as well with highlights and commentary. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.